apologize for the heater noise ahead of time, but you're gonna hear it because it's cold. So, as you just saw, it's driving. It's moving under its own power. It's got brakes on it. I got that all sorted out and everything swapped over from the other car. Check valve. So that's all done. This thing is this close to being ready to go on the dyno. There's just a couple more things that we need to do. One of them is the water tank for the intercooler and the hoses. And then if I get time, I gotta do burn down box in the back of the car. But all the exhaust stuff was taken off. I've just been hammering at this thing because I have two huge projects showing up. As you can see, the Skyline that was here is no longer here. That's all done until it gets done with the body shop. So I got to get this thing done. This is my last week, and I have to take somebody to surgery on Thursday. So I really have today, tomorrow, and Friday to get this on the rollers and at least get a base tune on it so that it can idle on its own and drive a little bit better, because right now it stalls. But we're going to address one of those problems with this car. So the cube's in here for maintenance. Catch can was completely full. It's been about a month, 2 months since I emptied it, and I could tell. So this is in here for some maintenance work, but this has 2200cc injectors, the exact same injectors that were in that. Now, it's going to take me another 2-3 weeks to get these injectors back from Snake Eater, and I don't want to be waiting around that long. So the 1050s that are in there are going to go in here. The 2200s in here are going to go in here. We just won't be able to run ethanol in this on the 1050s. I have a tune already on for this car for 1050cc injectors because that's what it was originally on. So this will have 1050s until I get the other injectors back. Not a big deal. Takes about a half hour to swap the injectors over, and then that's one less thing that needs to be done on here. Got to do maintenance on this thing. So catch can, I got to empty and clean out that. There's something on the intake I need to fix. Check it for leaks, do an oil change, and that'll be gone. But we're here for the race car. So today, after I get that stuff taken care of and the injector swapped over, I would like to get the water tank in and wired and plumbed so that the intercooler is all set up on this thing. Because then I can tune it. I obviously have clamps on here, but I can tune it once I have the water tank on there to get the intercooler temps down. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. Those are the 2200s. We got the 1050s in there. Now we need to just put the 2200s in here, plug it in. Priority is getting this car running because I need to drive it. So get the 1050s hooked up, everything back installed, and then flash on the old tune. It should just fire right up, and then we'll deal with this one. And just like that, 2200s, 1050s. So charging up the laptop so we can swap this tune over. And I do have the tune on this for this one that was on 2200, so this should fire up as well. This had an issue starting on the 2200s, but I think that was just the tune. So I'm gonna play around with that now that I'm gonna have the time to. It's not like we're going racing next week, like the first time that I got this thing running on 2200s. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that one running first, then we'll get this one running. I do have to finish doing the interior wiring, but until I get it off the dyno, I'm leaving everything kind of exposed the way this is, just in case I need to get anything, change anything, things like that. I keep mentioning the clutch slipper thing. We made a prototype, tested it, it works. I filmed a video with it, but I don't want to release a video until we have a finished product in hand for how that works. So I'm waiting on some circuit boards that I made. They're going to be here a week from today, supposedly. I had already got some PCBs made, and I realized once I got them that I forgot to put a couple of components on there that I needed. So yeah, so the clutch slipper thing is coming. So I'm gonna get that thing running, and then get this thing back running on the 2200s. And then when I come back, we will get to plumbing up this intercooler system. All right, we are on the smaller injectors. park in place. Kind of hard to do with a laptop. Fantastic. On to the next. All right, so unfortunately, the roll cage is in the way of this tank, so I'm gonna have to do a new tank. But for now, to get things working, we got the pump hooked up. It's running right now. There's about, let's say, 3 gallons of coolant in there. You can see it moving around. If you listen, you can hear it bubbling. So you can see it shake a little. So it's pushing bubbles, pushing air pockets out right now, but I can tell you right now, on the intercooler side of things, this is very cold. So like over here is just in the air. That's a lot cooler with the fluid flowing through it. So clearly there's fluid getting in there. Ran the hoses down around through that hole down there. Now what I'm gonna have to do is when I make a new box or modify this one, which I can just chop off like the back 3 inches of it and it'll fit. When I do that, I'm gonna make these hoses into hard lines to the bulkhead up there. And what that will do is just make everything a little neater and make it so stuff isn't moving around and reduce the chance that something's gonna leak. So it's just coolant, so if it leaks, it's not like the end of the world. But definitely gonna have to change that. Not a big deal right now. So what I'm gonna do is clean up this wiring over here. And then I also, if you notice, I got all the clamps on here. So this is all really tight and on there. You hear the radiator fan running. I have the radiator fan and that water pump on the same circuit so that, you know, I don't forget to turn this on. So, yeah. Cool. All right. It's not perfect. There's still a lot of interior wiring to do, so I'm not worried about that, but it is a much nicer place to be in here. I do need to find a different way to hang that, 'cause I'm not a fan of the whole mirror thing. But, yeah, I could clean up this a little bit more if I wanted to, but definitely an improvement in here. Everything works. Fire up the pump. That's working. Starter is on the safety switch, so doesn't work. Now it does. So that's good. Fuel pump. Can you hear that? Ignition, can't really hear that. And then turn something on. Fires up everything else inside. So it's ready for the dyno, except for the switching over the tune part. So next video should be dyno pulls. Should be. And hopefully nothing breaks.
Like and subscribe, guys.